Hey guys, I'm back with Guy Smiley's sheath here. I've gone around all the edges with some beeswax and my little burnishing tool and just kind of rubbed them all down nice so that everything is, their edges can be kind of rough. I like to use some kind of wax. I used to use candle wax, but Guy Smiley was kind enough to give me a nice chunk of fresh beeswax, and that works a little bit better. A little more natural, and it doesn't interfere with the EcoFlow dye, which is what I'm going to use around the edges. Applying this stuff can get pretty messy. I don't want to dye the whole thing, I just want to dye around the edges. So I'm just going to use a Q-tip, get down in there a little bit, and just kind of go right along the edges. I'll probably have to do it a couple of times. But with the Q-tip you get a little better control as to where you're putting it. And beeswax being natural seems to work okay with it. I haven't had an issue with it yet. My wallet, I did that with candle wax, because it's all about being on a budget and using what you have. I try not to go out and buy a whole lot of stuff. I do buy the leather because I don't have leather, and I don't have cattle, so I can't make my own leather. Otherwise I probably would, but it's pretty self-explanatory. You want to I always go through the middle first and work my way to the edges so that I'm not over applying on the edges, and that way it keeps it from too much. You'll get a little spill over, whatever you want to call it, onto the stuff that you don't want to. But if you keep your one side of your Q-tip clean, you can just kind of go along and get the little bit of excess that comes off. So that's kind of the dye will still soak through the beeswax and get into the leather real well, and it shines up nice. So I'm also working on another project, kind of making a template now for some drawer handles for my wife's desk, and those videos aren't up yet, but I just used some contact cement and glued a few pieces of cardboard together, and I'll shape them out a little bit and it'll look pretty cool, I think. I got a few different ideas, so I cut a few strips of cardboard to glue up so I can try a few different things and see what she likes best. So that's just another little project. But when we get to the end of the desk, you'll get to see those the handles, see what I come up with and what kind of stuff she approves of, because it's her desk, it's not mine. She just asked me to help her make some handles for it, which is good. At least she knows that she needs to ask for my help. No, I'm just kidding. She could easily do this on her own. She's a pretty creative woman, and she does a really good job of coming up with what to do. My wife is more of an abstract thinker, and I'm more concrete. So when I'm coming up with designs for stuff, it's usually because it's something that I've already seen. I've seen something similar. This one I put the pouch on here because no, I won't be able to. Here it is. Guy Smiley's original sheath had a place for a sharpening stone. Well, I kept things tight enough that we don't need to have a snap on there to hold it. But this sheath was just kind of ugly and getting wore out. I don't like this type of belt loop because it just doesn't seem to be the best design. And people always put them on wrong, so they get flimsy like that. And that one, I'm sure, was exposed to some elements along the way that it probably shouldn't have been. but that's kind of the way that goes. So I'm going to keep on going with the sheath, get the dye on here. Try to get a handle design cut out for my wife. And after I get the dye done, probably tomorrow, I will get back on and I'll just continue this video, but you'll know because I'm telling you now it's going to be tomorrow. But I'm not sure when. We've had it's sleeting outside right now, snowing and sleeting, and just kind of crappy weather here in southern Minnesota, and I guess it's worse up towards the Twin Cities. So I'm kind of glad I don't live up there. But that being what it is, we just suck it up and move on, because what's the alternative, you know? Mother Nature is going to do what she can. This is kind of some late snowfall for us. So it's kind of, a lot of people kind of cranky. The snowfall, and it's been cold. You know, the temperatures have only been getting into the mid 30s. A couple days it got up into the low 40s. But it's been pretty chilly around here. A little brisk. I won't say cold. You know, we're in Minnesota. We should be used to cold. Cold is like our middle name here. But it is what it is. So I will get this. I'm hoping to get at least 2 coats on here so that we get some nice coverage and some good protection along the edges here. I did think about dyeing the whole sheath, but I really like the brown, the dark brown. Looks nice. Having the black around the edges, I think, is just going to add a little character to it. I could have gone and, you know, made my trip across country here and gone and bought some dye to match this, or something a little closer anyway, but I like the way the black looks. That's why I did that little test before. I like the way the black looked on there. And after all, it's my design. And Mr. Guy Smiley will like it. He has already expressed that he liked it. Thought it was some pretty nice workmanship. I'm pretty amateur when it comes to this stuff. I enjoy doing it. So, with that said, I'm going to do some other stuff. I'm going to let that settle a little bit. It dries pretty fast. In an hour or two, I'll be able to put a second coat on it. So, that's your EcoFlow. It has its purpose. It's kind of a dye and sealer all in one. And it's distributed by Tandy Leather, so they're kind of a big name in the biz, I guess. So that's going to be where I'm going to stop for now. We'll get back with you tomorrow after some of this dye dries and have a chance to get finished. So y'all take it easy, be safe, and God bless.